Quarterback Ryan Mallett here on Shawn and Wally. Ryan, how's it going, man?
Hey, guys, how you doing?
Doing good, doing good. How's life as a full-time football player going?
It's a little bit different, but I'm enjoying it, and it's a fun journey that I've started.
So what's your day like? What time do you get up, and are you pleased with your weight right now? You want to gain more weight, lose some weight? Where are you at?
Oh, well, I get up about 6:30 and head to Frisco, Texas. I'm in Dallas, and head over to API and get a little breakfast there. 8 o'clock, we start our first workout. After that, we'll get a protein shake in, and about 11, we'll start position work, and I'll be throwing and footwork and things like that. And then you go to lunch and get another protein shake. And then you come back and lift weights again, and then do a little recovery at the end, physical therapy, treatment, massage, whatever you need. And, as far as my weight, I feel good. I'm leaning up a little bit, and, I feel comfortable where I'm at right now.
Ryan, as you receive your evaluation report from the NFL, compared last year to this year, talk about the things that you've improved on, and maybe some things you're really going to focus in on before the draft.
Last year I really wanted to improve on my reading defense pre-snap and post-snap faster. I felt like I did that throughout the season. And for now, right now, what I'm working on is just continue to work on my foot speed and movement in the pocket. Obviously, I don't run around like guys like Mike Vick and things like that, but I feel like I have pretty good movement in the pocket. I'm just working on moving my feet faster now.
He is Ryan Mallett here on the Arkansas Radio Network. Ryan, selecting an agent, how stressful is that?
It was hard. But the thing I did is I selected somebody that was local, that I trusted with my family, and then I went and I co-signed with another agent that's well known for representing quarterbacks. I wanted to protect my family, with having a local guy, and then have a guy that's been around the block, and we're all working together, and everything's going smooth.
Well, as you go through the process too, Ryan, and just talk about the Andrew Luck decision, because, speculation was that made your decision a lot easier once Luck said no. Tell us when you knew you were going pro, and if Luck's decision had any factor at all with yours.
Andrew's decision really didn't have an effect on mine. It would just happen that we announced on the same day. I wouldn't leave a decision that big, and that's a decision for my lifetime that big in the hands of somebody else, especially somebody younger than me. But that didn't really have anything to do with it. I talked to my parents after the game, and on the way back from New Orleans, we were driving back to Fayetteville, and we just talked about everything, and decided it was time to give it a go, give it a chance.
And Ryan, was a situation where it was like a light bulb, it just hit you, like you're talking to your family, like, you know what, this is it right now. Is that how it kind of went down for you?
It was kind of like that. I think that I accomplished somewhat of my goal of helping take Arkansas to another level by helping get into the BCS game. Obviously, I would like that to turn out a little bit different, but it didn't. There was still probably plenty to do, but I felt like it was my time to go and give those young guys a chance to show what they got.
Talk about how close this team was. I mean, the camaraderie was there. We were fortunate enough, to go in the locker room afterwards. You could just see how hard the loss was on the team. How close of a team was this year's team compared to last year's?
Last year's team was close, but this year's team, it was just unbelievable how close everybody was, and I think that goes to showing how hard we worked in the off season as soon as the Liberty Bowl was over until that last game. I mean, we worked every day, and we did it beside each other and held the rope for each other. That's the most fun I've had playing football, and my entire life was on that football team right there, and I wouldn't trade that for anything.
Yeah, did you watch the national championship game, Ryan?
Yeah, I caught a little bit of it. I didn't watch the whole thing.
Hey, there was a play there involving Michael Dyer, somewhat comparable to your tight end.
I did see that. I don't know how you differentiate those plays. I still think DJ should have a touchdown. I never knew your wrist touching the ground was you being down when the rest of your body hasn't touched. What's his name that did it from Auburn? I think his hand touched, but he wasn't down. I don't see how that's different.
He is Ryan Mallett here on the Arkansas Radio Network. Ryan, Coach Petrino called you a student of the game. He mentioned how your dedication to the film room. When did you become a student of the game? When did you make that transformation from a quarterback with a great skill set to a guy just diving into the film room and learning the game of football?
I feel like I've always been a football junkie, but when I was younger, most of the time I would watch the film to watch the play, and I really didn't know how to study and know how to game plan, and then last year I started getting better at it in this off season. I feel like I've almost mastered that whole process, and I've had a lot of help from Coach Petrino and Coach McGee as far as that. But they know I understand the game, and they trusted me, and as a quarterback, that's what you like, to be able to go in there, change in and out of plays, and the hardest thing is when you change into the right play and something goes wrong, and we don't get one assignment on that, and it could have been a big play. But when the guys know that as much time I spend in the film room, I'm not going to put them in a bad situation, and they always trusted what I was calling.
Ryan, we had DJ on last hour, and he was talking about Coach Petrino on the sidelines and how animated he would get the officials from time to time. Is there a game that stands out with Coach Petrino going off on the sideline, the officials, that stands out in your mind?
Every now and then he would just say a line here or there. Different games. I don't know if it's one where he just blew up completely, but there's a few games where it's just one or two lines, and you try not to laugh, but it's funny sometimes, but you don't want him to see you smiling or laughing about it. But it's fun to watch though.
And take us to the relationship with Coach Petrino, where it was at when you first arrived and transferred in from Michigan, to how it evolved, and where it was at after the Sugar Bowl.
When I first came in, obviously it was a new relationship. I didn't get recruited like a normal kid would out of high school, where I built a rapport with the coaches. I kind of went blind, but I trusted them. And one of the main reasons was that because I wanted to, come back to my home state and for the team I've always wanted to play for. But when I came in and visited, he showed me his offense and showed me what he wanted to do, and I said, hey, I can do that. I can make this thing go. And he said, well, okay, we'd love to have you if you want to. I think about 3 hours later or the next, I don't remember if it was that day or the next day, we called him and told him, hey, I'm coming to Fayetteville. And, just over the years, obviously there's been ups and downs in a relationship, in tough times and in good times. But after the Sugar Bowl, he pulled me into the room and he just talked to me for a second. And, I felt like it was just it was real special to me. It was important to me that he felt the need to call me in. And, we're close.
Garrett McGee's role in your life, Ryan?
It's somewhat of the same thing. I've gotten so close to those guys over the past 3 years. That was one of the toughest things, was telling them that I was leaving. But Coach McGee's been there for me through everything, and no matter what, he's helped me become a better person on and off the field. He's shown me the right way to do things, off the field, in life, in football. And he's a great teacher. He's really good working with Coach Petrino as a quarterback because, he's more calm, cool, and then when Coach Petrino might, get real upset with you, he'll come back and say, all right, now calm down and go play ball. And, I think that's real important, and it was important for me as a player.
Ryan, how close were you to coming back to Arkansas? You mentioned that. How close, were you 80-20 going pro, 50-50? How close were you?
Going into the game, I wasn't sure, and I didn't really want to think about it. I would say I was probably 60-40 going into the game without much thought, and then just after the game, really on the ride back and talking to my parents after the game is when I decided that I was going to go ahead and see what I could do on the next level.
Well, Ryan, one more question, we'll let you go. It looks like this will be Tyler Wilson's huddle now going into spring camp. What can Arkansas Razorback fans expect from Tyler Wilson in the huddle?
Tyler can throw it now. He's growing as a film room guy, and he's learning more and more and more. And I'm excited to see what happens. I feel like there's going to be a little battle in there. It's going to be obviously it's not going to be a heated battle. It's going to be a little friendly battle, but I feel like there might be a little competition. But obviously Tyler's a great player. He showed that against Auburn, and I'm excited to see what those guys are going to do.
Well, Ryan, we appreciate it, man. Thank you so much for your time. Best of luck.
Thanks, guys.